Hello there, and thank you for joining me today on Geezers of Gear, episode number 231. Geezers of Gear, episode 231. Today's guest is Mickey Curbishley. And so this is the first time ever we're trying this go live thing. So we're promoting our sponsors live and also recording it for the podcast at the same time. Sarah convinced me I needed to do this. And so here I am, I'm doing it. And so welcome. And so this episode is sponsored by AVL Media Group, your premier North American distribution partner. As the exclusive U.S. distributors for Midas Pro consoles, Lab Group and amplifiers, Lake processors, Tannoy installation speakers, Clark Technique, is it Technique or Technic? I've heard it both ways. Clark Technic signal processing, Turbo Sound loudspeakers, and Aston microphones. They are committed to developing long-term business relationships with their partners at every level by providing outstanding pre- and post-sale service and support. AVL Media Group, your premier North American distribution partner. Visit their website, www.avlmediagroup.com. And this podcast is also brought to you today by the ESA. Safety must always be an event professional's ride or die partner. The Event Safety Alliance, ESA, works tirelessly to advance the culture of safety across the event industry on behalf of audiences, artists, and those who do the hard work on their behalf. The Event Safety Alliance focuses on the knowledge, behaviors, and guidance that provides the ability to plan and respond consistently, empowering event professionals of all stripes to identify and mitigate risks. ESA education, training, standards, and guidance, and the thought leadership is helping to shape safety at live events for this generation and the next. Become a partner of the Event Safety Alliance and join thousands of event professionals from around the globe, creating a safer, more prosperous future for our industry. Advance your knowledge by becoming a member today at eventsafetyalliance.org. Hello again. This whole live thing is weird. It's a little stressful. I've never done it before. Well, I've done live before, but I've never done this one before. And so it just feels a little bit weird. And so hello, welcome. Thank you for checking this out live on Facebook. Where did I do this? Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I think that's it. And knowing you guys, probably nobody is watching or everyone's watching because you're waiting for me to fall on myself. By the way, I did want to make an honorable mention to the gentleman who recorded that wonderful track that is our intro and outro, Greg Godovitz. The song is Goddo Sweet Thing. It was a big hit back in, don't know, probably the early 80s, I would guess. And it's Greg's birthday today. So happy birthday, Greg. And we also are getting Greg back on the podcast. We had him on very, very early on in the early days of Geezers of Gear, and we're going to have him on again soon. Sarah's working with him on figuring out those dates right now. So just a couple things to talk to you about before I stop the live recording and then go into, or I should say the live broadcast, and then I go into recording mode where we will continue to record today's guest, who's Mickey Curbishley, and I'll tell you more about him in a minute. But first, the ProLight show that's going on right now in Frankfurt, Germany. If you're there and watching this, why? You should be drinking beer or doing something fun right now as opposed to watching this live. But if you are there, I'm jealous. It's a great show. I've been to it many, many times. It's a huge show. It's not as big as it used to be because I don't think it's combined with Mesa anymore, but I've been seeing videos and pictures, and it looks massive. The big booths are really big this year. Roby's really big. Some of them are massive. Other ones are surprisingly small. From what I've seen, Martin looks pretty little, and that's surprising considering what they've got going on. Speaking of Martin, they did just launch a product that I happen to love, which is called Mac One. Little mini wash light that I think they're probably selling bazillions of right now. And but obviously their big news for this show, and you've probably seen this 1,000 times already, is Martin has officially launched the new Viper LED, which is not called Viper LED. It's called Viper XIP. And I'm going to have somebody on from Martin at some point to explain why they've gone to IP54 instead of IP65, which is what the rest of the world has decided you need for a weatherproof light. Martin, it's, some magical trickery that they've got this thing that they're calling IP rated, but it's IP54. And I'd love to have somebody on. So if anybody from Martin hears this, don't be angry with me. I'm just questioning why, as a buyer of that product, should I believe that it's okay to put it on an outdoor installation, which is basically what your literature says, that the Aura and any of the other XIP products, if there are any. But again, I hear this Viper is beautiful. I've seen the video. It looks amazing. It's got some great features. It looks bright. And it looks like a worthy replacement to a light that's still super popular. Like I just saw, I forget which big tour I saw, just put up some images the other day that was hundreds of Vipers on the show. But we sell them all the time on GearSource too. Vipers are still a really, really hot light. So congrats to Martin on, first of all, the Mac One, which I think is a massive winner. And now also the Viper XIP, which should also do extremely well. So congratulations. Good on you, Martin. In some other big news, so on product news again, I've seen a lot of the Elation stuff popping out. I don't know what the names of any of it are, unfortunately, sadly. I'm sorry, guys. Even though they're a sponsor, they haven't given me any advance notice on this stuff. So, Sarah, you need to talk to these people about advance notice on some of their new products so we can talk it up a little bit. But I have seen their follow spot fixture, which is a really interesting move for a company that doesn't really make a follow spot system, to come out with a really bright, really awesome, and probably priced extremely well, purpose-made follow spot fixture. So awesome move. I think it's a smart move. I think it'll be great. I saw, and I forget what it's called. I'm sorry, but I think it's called Pulse. It's a rectangular strobe fixture like they've had in the past and others have had as well, but it's got pan and tilt and a lot of really cool features. Just looks like an amazing product. I'm sure they'll do incredibly well with it. And I know there's other stuff too, but again, I didn't really get advance notice, so I'm just going on posts that I'm seeing on social media and stuff. So good job by Elation. Roby, I'm sure they have a lot of new products. I've seen a couple of them posted on social media again, but I don't have much information on those. But they also announced in a press release that they have acquired Australian control company, LSC, and I'm still figuring that one out. That artistic license, I'm also figuring out. I mean, the Avalites deal made sense to me. That one I understand. When you're competing against some massive global distributors who are selling both console and light, or some manufacturers as well, companies like Elation with the Obsidian line, it seems to make some sense. Also, I think it's sort of like peanut butter and chocolate. Like Roby has amazing manufacturing. Avo has really cool product, but probably needs some improved manufacturing capabilities and also size, just resources. So to me, that deal looks like peanut butter chocolate. It looks like it could be a huge winner. I don't know about this LSC deal. I didn't know about the artistic license deal. They're obviously going in a direction. I'm just not sure what that is yet. It looks to me like maybe installations, like Roby's pushing hard to get into more massive installations. And if so, great. That's a beautiful world. And then, for me, the biggest news that I've heard out of this show, and I did know about it a little bit before the show, but actually a few days before the show, but a really nice company that was built by Glenn O'Donoghue and his partners and staff and everything else, Ambersphere in the UK, a company that I've been fond of for a number of years. They were the Clay Paky distributor for a long time. They're now the Ayrton distributor. They are the MA Lighting distributor and a lot of other lines as well. Glenn is a great guy. Glenn's a smart guy, been around the industry in the UK for a long time. And I couldn't be happier for him in announcing that he has been acquired by some other very close friends of mine and also a sponsor of our podcast, ACT Entertainment. So ACT from North America, if you've been sleeping and you haven't heard the news yet, ACT from North America has acquired Ambersphere in the UK. And that's important for a lot of reasons. You know, number one, there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of, stuff that makes sense in that deal. The fact that now they're collectively probably 5 times bigger than the next largest MA Lighting or Ayrton dealer or distributors. I think, and I haven't talked to Ben about this, and Sarah is reaching out to Ben to get him on the podcast next week so we can discuss it. But to me, it looks like a move into Europe. Not just the UK. And so we'll see. We'll see what the world domination plans from ACT are on making that move. I think it's a fantastic move. I was really excited when I heard about it. And it's a winner. And 2 great companies with a lot of similarities. And good on you. So congratulations to ACT and congratulations to Ambersphere and especially Glenn, who is now retiring. And he's announced that on LinkedIn. So you know, we know from KISS that nobody ever unretires. And so good on you, Glenn. Congratulations and good luck with whatever it is you choose to do next. Hopefully it's not just gardening and cooking. Hopefully you do something exciting that's related to our industry as well. And so other news, Geezer's new website is launching tomorrow, and it's nothing spectacular. It's just a very basic website. But if you've gone to geezersofgear.com in the past month or so since we moved our hosting over to Spotify, we haven't had a website. So, not a lot of complaints because I don't think a lot of people used our website, but it's a great place for guests to find us, for potential sponsors to find us, or for people who don't like using any of the podcast platforms. You can just go directly to our site. You can pick the one that you want to listen to, click on it, and boom, it starts playing. It's very simple. So that will be launched tomorrow. Again, it's geezersofgear.com, of course. And big thanks to Sarah and her spouse who actually helped us get that site up. So it didn't cost us a huge amount of money. They were very helpful and got that launched in a fairly short period of time. So we now have a website popping up tomorrow. What else? Another thing that our lovely and talented producer is working on is a monthly newsletter. And so I'm not sure what that's going to be called yet. I'm not sure what exactly it's going to look like. It's totally a project and product of Sarah. And so that's going to be fun. It's another way to promote our guests, another way to bring on guests, another way to promote our sponsors. And, that's that, and telling stories is what this is all about. And so I look forward to that. That's exciting. And just a lot of more exciting things are happening, and time to jump on board. If you're not already a sponsor and you're interested, reach out to producer@geezersofgear.com. If you're interested in being a guest on the show, reach out to producer@geezersofgear.com. She'll get you scheduled. And that's about it for that. So today's guest, as I said, Mickey Curbishley. We're very happy to have Mickey back on the podcast. Last time we had him on was in September of 2019, before shit hit the fan, before the world went crazy. And, you can listen to that episode, which was, I believe, episode 45. And you can hear his incredible story, his incredible background, how he got into the industry by selling T-shirts on tour with AC/DC. And his first, he did his first lighting tour with Elton John. By the way, I haven't mentioned yet, but growing up with a legendary father who was tour manager and all kinds of things, producer, and but working with artists like The Who and Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, so many. Just an incredible family, really. That name, the Curbishley name, is synonymous with the concert business. But 5 years later, we're going to hear everything Mickey's been up to. He's now the president of Solotech, with some incredible stories to tell from that journey as well. And one of the things that's really important both to Mickey and to Solotech and to myself as well with my sort of circular economy company at GearSource is sustainability as it impacts and as our industry impacts sustainability. So we're going to talk about that a bit. And so Mickey has an incredible work ethic, great guy, excellent stories. So I am now going to end our live broadcast and move on to the podcast. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I appreciate you, and I hope you love the podcast.